A couple of weeks ago, guys, I was approached by a guy that was not necessarily my type, but his confidence and him insisting on getting to speak to me was so much more important than him not being my type. And so it really got me thinking about how much confidence is so important, and having confidence can really make such a big difference on how you are perceived. In the first video, I told you guys that confidence has absolutely nothing to do with how you actually look, and I stand by that so hard, guys. Like, you can really just wake up one day and decide to be confident just the way you are. You don't have to force a glow up. You don't have to look like Kim Kardashian. You can just be you and still be confident. The only thing you have to do, what everyone talks about, is shift your mindset. Just start identifying as a confident person and the automatic glow up is gonna be crazy, y'all. Instead of trying to gain confidence by receiving external validation like compliments on how you look, I'm gonna give you guys my 10 habits and mindset shifts that are gonna give you actual real confidence and give you the glow up of your life. So first, I know it kind of seems counterintuitive, but stop focusing so much on how you look. Stop criticizing yourself. Stop always finding something bad to say about yourself whenever you look in the mirror. Catch yourself every single time your mind finds something bad and be like, nope, that's not me. You're stupid? Nope, that's not me. You're ugly? Nope, that's not me. You can't. Yes, I can. That's not me. I used to be that person that whenever I looked in the mirror, I would always find something negative to say about myself. I would always find something wrong. I've worked so hard to reverse that mindset to the point where, like, whenever my brain says something stupid now, I'm like, that doesn't work on me anymore. You have to understand that your brain is built in a way where it just creates automatic thoughts. So you need to stop identifying with every single thing that comes up. What you have to do is actually gain control over your inner dialogue by either challenging the thoughts that come up in your brain or just straight up not identifying with them. And I know in the beginning of your journey, you're obviously gonna have a hard time finding positive things to believe about yourself. You need to decide who you want to identify as, and whenever your brain is trying to say anything opposite to that, shut it down. Shut it down. I was very insecure. So if I can have control over my inner dialogue, I know that if you just observe your thoughts rather than identifying with them, you are definitely gonna be able to start being able to control your inner dialogue. Can we stop following people that make us feel bad? Can you stop following people that you know that you compare yourself to every time you see them on your feed? Stop following Kim Kardashian. Stop following Kylie Jenner. You're never gonna look like her. You're never gonna look like them. Accept yourself. Tell me, how are you gonna be confident if you constantly keep comparing yourself to people you're not and people you're never gonna be? I'm sorry, I'm being so honest. You need to accept that there is something special about you that you need to find a way to start embracing and start enhancing. You cannot continue always wanting to look like something you're not. Give me one good outcome of following people that you're like, oh, I want to look like them, and then every time you see them you feel bad about yourself. Tell me one good outcome. When people say comparison is the thief of joy, that is so freaking true, because I could even have a good day. Like, I could have a good ass day and then you see something else and you start comparing yourself, and it's almost like you can't even appreciate what you even have because you're wanting to have what someone else has, and it makes zero sense. Everyone is gifted with something special. This is why you have to understand, she has this and you have that. There's something that you have that she doesn't have. Stop comparing yourself to people. Stop trying to be anything else than the highest version of you. And I can promise you, the highest version of you is a bad bitch. The highest version of you. How could that not be the person that you want to be? Guys, exuding confidence is your #1 priority. When you see a person on the street that is comfortable with themselves, confident in themselves, walking with their head held high, doesn't that take them from a 7 to a 10 directly? And the crazy thing about confidence and how you speak to yourself is that even though you think that it's only in your head, it's very visible to the people perceiving you. And when you have a positive self-perception, you're confident, you think good thoughts about yourself, you're exuding positive energy. Because a couple of years ago, when I was not confident and my self-perception was, you're ugly, you're stupid, what do you think people saw? I was only exuding negative vibes, negative energy, insecure energy. And the world is ruthless. I mean, the world really is gonna mirror back to you exactly how you think about yourself. So if you are walking around thinking that you're ugly, people are gonna look at you and probably think the same thing. In general, if you walk around and you have a very negative and low self-image, how can you expect the world to see anything but? Not exuding confidence and just having a negative self-image comes with so many cons that are gonna push you even further away from doing the actions that are gonna make you confident. If you have a low self-image, you're not gonna have motivation to take care of yourself, to feel good, to make sure you feel good every time you leave the house. You're not gonna do that. I was identifying with every single thought that I had. When I was in school, I could not even allow myself to believe that I was good at anything. Like, I could not allow myself to believe that, wait, you actually might be good at this subject. No, I was always criticizing myself, always just being my own worst enemy, guys, I'm telling you. And I was also so insecure about my weight, and I think that's where a big part of my insecurity came from. Like, my family thankfully were never the ones to pick on me for my weight. They always told me like I look beautiful, but we all know how the world is towards you when you're overweight. And I don't know, I just think that my whole childhood was just so many negative thoughts that was kind of just who I became. I was constantly just walking around in that bad mindset, and every single dumb scenario I made up in my head, I'm not attractive, I'm ugly, I'm stupid, I'm dumb, every single thing of course came true. I stand by the fact that the world perceives you how you perceive yourself. The world is gonna treat you the way you treat yourself. After so many years of trying to become confident, I realized that I need to start perceiving myself and perceiving the world how I wanted it to show up to me. You need to appreciate every single part of you in order for other people on the outside to start appreciating every single part of you. If you want to be perceived as a confident person, act like a confident person. If you want to be perceived as a person that is attractive, start acting like a person that is attractive. Start doing the things that they would do. Little things like always smelling good, always looking presentable, always wearing clothes that make you feel like a 10 out of 10. I have a routine where I always have to shower wherever I go. Even before filming this video, I had to shower, and I'm not going anywhere. I had to shower because it makes me feel so fresh, and it honestly boosts my confidence. So find something that you do that honestly is gonna give you that aura of automatic confidence. You have to do research on your body shape to find what kind of clothes that you need to wear in order to accentuate the best parts of you. There's something about confidence that I love so freaking much. I observe myself in every situation. I want to be able to be confident in every situation that I walk into. And I'm obviously not the only one, because other people love people that are confident, people that exude confidence, because that just kind of stands for being authentic, loving yourself. People love having someone to look up to, because how many people are actually confident? And scientifically, people are actually more likely to trust and respect people that are more confident. Who wouldn't want that, guys? Like, who wouldn't want that? Desperation is very unattractive, and I think when you are comfortable with yourself, it's like it shows that you are the opposite of desperate. You are comfortable with who you are. You are in no need of validation. You just know who you are and you're comfortable with that. And I think that's what people look up to, because we live in a society where you are so judged by everyone. So a person that so unapologetically can just like be fine with who they are and not need anything from anyone is just really impressive. Speaking of wanting to be liked by everyone, trying to be liked by everyone is one of the stupidest things that our mind tricks us into believing that we need. You don't need to be liked by everyone. You're not gonna die. Are you gonna die? Like, that person doesn't like you. Are you gonna die? You're not gonna die. For so many years, that was me. I wanted to make sure that I was liked by every single person. I even wanted to be liked by a person that I didn't even like. Like, my number one priority in life was to be liked. But now I'm like, if everyone likes you, you're fake. Like, if everyone likes you, you're fake, because there's always gonna be someone that does not like something about you. Stop letting people walk all over you because you're so scared of upsetting someone if you stand up for yourself, because you don't want to be alone. Stop it. My biggest pet peeve has now become wanting everyone to like you and just being agreeable with everyone. Obviously, because that was who I used to be, and you obviously get cringed out by stuff that you hate about yourself when you see it reflected in other people. Because for so many years, I did not have the courage to stand up for myself. I would let anyone say anything to me, anything, because I was so scared of responding and upsetting them. But like, why are you scared of responding and upsetting them when they've just said something that is upsetting you? See, that's where the self-respect comes in. I didn't have self-respect, because how am I worrying about upsetting you When you upset me, they don't care about upsetting you. So why am I holding back what I want to say? Because I don't want to upset them. But that was honestly because I had such a deep fear of not being liked. My literal biggest fear was to not be liked, to be talked about behind my back. It's crazy because now I really could not care less. And I'm not saying that I don't care about what people have to say about me anymore, because people that say that they don't care about what people have to say is the biggest lie, because we're human beings. Of course you have to care about what people have to say about you. I just care more about what I have to say. I just care more about my opinion. And I blame myself 100% for how people treated me back then, because people treat you how you let them treat you. I didn't have to be there and accept that. I didn't have to stay in those relationships. I did not have to still keep taking crap. So teach people how to treat you, and people that cannot handle your boundaries, I'm giving you permission right now. You can let them go. You can cut them off. It is exhausting keeping people in your life that are not really truly accepting of who you are. You're basically playing a character. You're not allowing your real self to come out. You're not putting out your real boundaries and how you really feel in situations. If you ever want to have real confidence, you need to be able to give yourself self-assurance. Be your own rock. Be your own best friend. You don't have to rely on other people to fill that void. You need to be the number one person that you are worried about what they think. What's my opinion? How do I feel about this? This is who I am. I'm not gonna be fake with you. Accept me or you don't. I still have myself. I still accept myself, and I still love myself. You need to allow the world to see the real you. The world has to accept the real you. So after literally 1,000 years of being a people pleaser, I just came to accept, I just came to understand that my life is gonna be so much better if I just accept that people are not gonna always like you. You're gonna piss someone off. I don't need to click with you. I don't need to be your best friend. That honestly released so much pressure from every time I meet a new person. I'm like, oh, they didn't like me. I'm like, instead of focusing on what they thought about me, I'm like, but did I like them? Because I also feel like a part of always wanting to be liked by everyone has to do with you take everything personally. You think that if someone doesn't like you, it's like, oh, I'm bad. But what if they're wrong? For your own mental health, stop taking everything so personally. I had a really bad habit of taking every single thing personally when I really didn't have to be doing all that, because I seriously made everything about myself. Because not everything people say or people do you have to take personally. You need to have a strong self-image. Literally 8 out of 10 times what people are doing or saying to you is literally based on themselves. If you know exactly who you are, if you know yourself so well, you are going to be able to separate yourself from what people say or do to you. You're going to be able to look at a situation objectively and be like, okay, how this person is acting and what they are saying has nothing to do with my self-worth. And honestly, once you stop taking things personally, you honestly look at the person with empathy. I don't know about you, but me personally, I feel bad when I make other people feel bad. So what person do you have to be to treat me with anything less than the respect that I deserve? So honestly, when someone has something bad to say about you, or you are betrayed, or you are treated really badly in a situation, instead of feeling bad about yourself, this always happens to me, you gotta twist the situation and be like, no, they're a bad person. There's something that's going on with them. It has zero to do with me. Life just gets so much better when you stop giving a ish about what people have to say about you. So I've been speaking a lot about mindset and how you can start thinking like a confident person, but now I have little habits that you can do in your everyday to boost that confidence. I want you to set small goals every day that you can achieve. For example, every single day I have a goal that I have to make my bed, I have to journal, and I have to wake up at a certain time. Because setting and achieving small goals is the fastest way to build trust with yourself, because most times you make a goal and then you never finish it. So when you actually make a goal and then you actually finish it, that makes you feel so productive, so disciplined. And for me, that definitely boosts my self-image. Oh, I actually can have a goal and then actually achieve it. I can be confident in my ability to achieve the goals that I have for myself. When you lack self-confidence, you start neglecting yourself. You have to start doing the opposite. You need to lock in and start pouring into yourself. If that means cutting people off in your life that you know are toxic, so be it. For me, it was spending less time eating out, spending more time eating at home so I actually could have nutritious meals. You need to be the main character in your life. When I moved out, I was all of a sudden being able to wake up and go to sleep whenever I want. I was able to eat the foods that I need. I was able to decide when I want to be social and when I don't want to be social. I will suddenly, through self-isolating, be able to really grow into the best version of myself. You need to let go of the self-doubt, because I have an exhausting amount of performance anxiety. I guess it's both a blessing and a curse, because that just probably means that I care and that I want to always make sure that I'm doing my best with everything. But what happens when you have my personality, where you have a lot of self-doubt, but you also have such big goals and such big things that you want to achieve, you are forced to challenge yourself. You need to make it a habit to still take action and step towards things that you find scary in life. It could be anything as small as walking into a room with your head held high instead of down looking at your phone. It's a small challenge, but every single time that you overcome a fear of yours, the self-doubt becomes less. Because even though we have these thoughts, we know that it's fears that are put in our minds that are not true. I think the higher version of ourselves knows that it's not true. Every single time you do something that you thought that you were not capable of, it builds resilience. It makes you actually understand that, wait, I am capable of that thing. Be interesting. Get a new hobby. Find things that you can do in your everyday that are gonna make your day 1% better. The reason why it's so important to have hobbies or to find out the things that you really enjoy doing is because that's gonna make you that is getting to know yourself. That is gonna push you one step closer to really building that image of who am I really. And honestly, just knowing what you like, what you don't like, what you believe in, what you don't believe in, makes you so much more interesting. Now you have a strong self-image, and now when you speak to people, you're gonna have so much more to talk about. You're gonna be able to speak about how you are good at singing, how you are good at creating, how you like painting. You're gonna have so many more things to talk about yourself. It's gonna make you so much more interesting, which is also gonna make you feel so much better about yourself. I personally have a lot of hobbies, but I've been getting more back into singing. It was low-key when I was younger. My mom's side of the family wanted me to be a singer. Like, they were literally pushing that for me. As I got older, I started focusing more on acting, and so singing just kind of became something that was on the back burner. But now I have it on my habit list that every single day I have to sing. Every single day I have to practice singing. And before, when people would hear me sing and tell me that I have a nice voice, I would be so shy. But now I've become so much more confident in my singing voice. I've also picked up a new skill that honestly makes me feel more connected to myself, more connected to my inner child, which is the core of confidence. You want to hear me sing? Okay. And wait a minute. I promise I have a good voice, okay? I promise. Wait a minute. Wait, I have to find a good song that's gonna make me sound good. Something. Another really important thing that I feel like people don't talk about enough is being self-aware. It's the best thing that you can do for yourself. And I'm not talking about with interests and hobbies. I'm talking about knowing the way your mind works, knowing what kind of habits you have, knowing your personality, knowing your triggers. You guys know I'm always telling you, be nice to yourself, be compassionate with yourself, be understanding with yourself. But you also have to know that you have flaws, and there's always something that you can work on as a human being. Try to focus on the good things you have to offer. Try to focus on the things that you are good at. Try to focus on the positive sides of your personality, but absolutely do not shy away from your flaws. Everyone has them, and I've come to the point where I've become so self-aware of how I'm thinking, my triggers, why I'm thinking in a certain way. When I get a negative thought, instead of judging myself for having that negative thought, I'm trying to figure out, why am I thinking that right now? Why am I comparing myself? Why am I not as happy for that friend as I would like to be? Is it jealousy? Do I want what she has? Why are you thinking this way right now? I'm always trying to figure out, how can we work on it? So for example, I had to realize that when I was comparing myself to others when I was younger, that was coming from a very deep place of insecurity. I would say my biggest insecurity when I was younger was my weight. So being self-aware of myself every time I was doing it allowed me to be able to stop myself and be like, girl, don't do it. You're fine as you are. But it also allowed me to see that there was something about myself that I was not happy about. And this is why it's really important to honestly analyze your feelings. Because me always comparing myself to people concerning my weight made me really understand that I'm not happy right now. I'm not happy where I am right now. And so what can I do to change that? Because I don't want to throughout my whole life keep comparing myself to people. So I came up with two things that I could do. One, I could work on accepting myself, but also work towards becoming the person that I actually wanted to be. Another feeling that I feel like is a very frowned upon and can come up in a lot of friendships can be jealousy. You're not happy for your friend. You're not happy for your friend when they achieve something. You're not happy for your friend when they are successful. You need to catch yourself and be like, wait, why is that? I grew up with a mom with such a big heart that taught me that you are happy for other people's success. So that's who I am. Obviously, situations come up where my friend is receiving something and I'm not happy for them. I take a pause and try to understand where that feeling is coming from. Why are you not able to be fully happy for this friend? What is it? Is it because you want what they want, or is it because of something else? If it's me wanting something that someone else has, as a Muslim, I have this wonderful tool that I use, is that I know for a fact that every single thing that is meant for me will never pass me. Every single thing that is meant for her will not pass her. But there's something really comforting in knowing that every single thing that I deserve receiving or that God has planned for me, I will receive. So that's how I speak to myself in a situation like that. I don't judge myself for being jealous. I don't judge myself for having emotions, feelings that human beings have. I try to understand myself and I try to work towards not having that bad feeling. If you watched this far, comment a star emoji down below, then I know that you're a real one. See you in my next one. Bye.